G'day, g'day. We're live. We've made it. We have made it live. It is Easter. It is a public holiday. We got some time to kick back before we do some more quotes for the day and really think about our lives and why the hell are we still UFC fans after they put together things like Atlantic City. Good God, that was one of the worst events we have ever seen. Chris Weidman, probably the biggest dog in the UFC for celebrating straight up eye pokes. Yeah, I think we can put him right up there. And a lot of people with the backlash on whether or not John Jones is scared to fight Tom Aspinall, which I find to be quite weird because I thought it was like pretty obvious that John Jones is too scared to fight Tom Aspinall. But a lot of people with a lot of backlash on that video. So we'll get into that too. We'll go through some of the hater comments and we'll look at that too. We love hater comments. Is Fiorot the worst number one contender in the UFC besides women's bantamweight? Yes, maybe. What the hell kind of performance was that? King Terzi and Tony, what's up, brother? How you going, man? Welcome. How did you enjoy yesterday? I missed the fight, but wasn't Weidman going to win anyways, chat? I mean, he might have because Bruno Silva had no eyeballs left and couldn't see what was going on during the fight. Like, Weidman started eye poking right from the get-go. So it's hard to say which way that fight would have gone if it was properly refereed. Weidman wins no matter what. You could deduct him 2 points and he still would win 27-28. Yeah, but when the eye pokes start from the bell, from the opening bell, it's hard to be like, oh, Weidman would have won that anyway. You know, it's so weird going into that fight. Everyone thought 100% Chris Weidman was going to lose it. And then now that the fight's over, everyone's like 100% Weidman was going to win that no matter what. You know what I mean? It's very like revisionist history. It's very Monday morning quarterback knowing what's going on there. Was it early on? I thought it was in round 3. The last 3 eye pokes were in round 3, but there were eye pokes from the get-go. Western Mass, Dougie, you can't. What's going on, brother? How are you, mate? Yeah, the eye poke started straight away, right from the upcut, right from the bounce. The first eye poke was iffy, but it was an eye poke. The second eye poke was Weidman and Silva both poking each other, which means Weidman should have definitely gotten points deducted for that one. And the third should have been a gutsy, mate. And the third one should have been a disqualification. Because that would have been 3 eye pokes plus a point deduction. You know, it should have been a red card disqualification. But hey, it is what it is, isn't it? You know, Chris Weidman won, and then not only did Chris Weidman win, he went on to tell Silva the correct way to get poked in the eye. UFC Casuals. And is this an MMA channel? How are you, UFC Casual? How you going, brother? This is an MMA channel. That is what we do. Western Mass, you got the day off today? What is it? It must be Sunday over in America, yeah? Must be Sunday over in America. So yeah, that's the way that I saw the Weidman Bruno Silva fight going down. And then, you know, obviously we got Manon Fiorot, who wins by just Erin Blanchfield being a fucking moron, not trying, and Vicente Luque just giving up, just straight up giving up. Weidman's eye poke combo was sick. John Jones would be proud. Yeah, John Jones, Daniel Cormier, they'd be very, very proud of that. It was great technique. Weidman is such a cunt for not retiring. UFC pulled some strings to get him this last win, and then he doesn't retire. That's the other thing as well, Tony. Like, not only does Weidman not retire, not only does Weidman go ahead and tell Bruno Silva the correct way to get his eyes clawed out, then he goes and acts like he's won the fucking Super Bowl and that he's never going to retire. Chris Weidman might be the biggest cunt in the UFC right now. Weidman was shot before the injury. It was great that shot. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Short period nonetheless. He won't be around for long. Yeah. He'll probably fight 2 or 3 more times and be lucky to win the next one. Yeah. True number one MILF hunter. And how has the MILF hunting been going for you over this long weekend? Please do report back. Sunday, 9:30 p.m., mate. Just chilling. That's why I thought this would be a good time to jump on and say hi to the boys. Weidman still looked better than I thought he would. That is true, UFC Casual. I thought it was going to be a guaranteed win for Silva. The boys that were watching the live stream with me yesterday, Western Mass can attest to this, were having a fucking horrible day at the betting tables. Horrible day. Don't care. This is still my boy. Tony F1 is still a fan of Weidman no matter what. I need to log into my Fight Pass today as well, Tony, because I need to watch back Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis 1. Might even be doing that right now. Fightpass.com. Fightpass.com. Let's log in and have a look. I've had 2 hits there. Thank you for asking. Well done, number one, Milf Hunter. That's good to hear. If you see someone in the chat room called A Aussie, that is my brother. You and him share a very similar passion for life. But how do we think about Sean Strickland saying that he might as well just bounce from the UFC if he doesn't get an immediate title rematch? Sean Strickland, once again, getting up in his feelings about not getting an immediate title shot. I think I need to update the fucking YouTube app, mate. Stars of the UFC Fight Night, Blanchfield versus Vieira. Be back in a few? No worries, brother. Remember what I said about the damage in round 2? You can't. All right, let's have a look. Let's type it in, mate. Sean Strickland. It better not still be behind the paywall. Versus Dricus du Plessis. It is not behind the paywall. Who's your GOAT? Block. Mighty Mouse, mate. Mighty Mouse. Still challenging himself to this very day. Tommy boy, what's up? I got 10 subs today. 3 influencers in your corner. Love you, Dougie. You're a powerful dude in your corner. Let's rock. Tommy boy, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Don't let anyone bully you in the Discord, mate. Don't let anyone bully you, all right? You just do your thing, brother, okay? You do your thing. If we can cop it on this end, people like me and the MMA Guru and MMA Joey, if we can cop it on this end, you can handle a little bit of Discord banter. All right, Tommy? So don't worry. All right, I am rewatching Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis right now. Fucking hell, Mark Goddard starting the fight. He's acting like he's a Greek statue. Number one, MILF Hunter, who's your GOAT, dude? I'm already subbed, so I must have been here before. Yeah, you were here like 2 or 3 days ago, Casual. You were here 2 or 3 days ago. And I upgraded you from UFC Casual to UFC Hardcore. Sean Strickland might do a K in boxing. If he wants to get a few milli over there, that'd be cool. Dougie's GOAT is Israel Adesanya. Don't you fucking dare, Tony. Don't you fucking dare, mate. All right, come on, let's get into the fight, boys, all right? I've heard the call out once before. Mason, how are you, brother? How did you go yesterday, Mason? You popped in for a little bit and then popped out? Did you end up watching the entire card? UFC Casual, I remember now, I watch too many channels. I get it, dude. There are a lot of us MMA shit talkers out there, aren't there? There's a lot of us. We need to come together and form some sort of MMA super channel. A board of MMA YouTube. You're in Puerto Rico now. So you bailed yesterday during the card and flew over to Puerto Rico. That's sick, man. That's really cool to see. That's really, really cool to see, man. Nice, nice. Did you have a punt yesterday? Did you have a bit of a gamble? Number one, MILF Hunter. Mighty Mouse is a solid choice. GSP for me. Dominated the prior era and his era. Best of the next. No drug blemishes. Yep. Either unlike Johnny Bone Jones or Fedor. Jeez, Fedor doesn't get brought up much, does he? He doesn't get brought up much, does he? Watch the card. Terrible main event, and Luque is fucking done. Luque is fucking done. Mason still believes that John Jones is the greatest of all time. We're never going to change him of that. The GOAT is GSP. Nice. That's a solid one. It could be GSP or Mighty Mouse. With Mason, it all depends on whether or not the drug charges matter. And if he was fighting people who were all on drugs, that's what matters as well. Fedor was smashing people in his prime. He started career 30-0. So true. Is it unfair to judge the guys versus their level of competition? Like who they were fighting and how good the people they were fighting were? Anderson Silva. Did Anderson Silva ruin his career by hanging around a little bit too long? What do you reckon? You know, does Anderson Silva blemish his career the same way that John Jones is currently blemishing his career by not wanting to fight Tom Aspinall? Also, guys, if you could quickly just give the chat a like, that would be awesome. You know, Tony, if you could give it a like. UFC Casual, give it a like. Mason, give it a like. I appreciate every single one. Western Mass, when you come back on, the likes really help the stream, guys. So if you could give it a like, that'd be awesome. Mason, nobody has done what John Jones has done. Youngest champ, beat every single human being he's ever competed against in real life. Not Reyes. Milf Hunter. Anderson would get smashed by Bones with ease and GSP would shut him down. That's so true, man. Like, if you look at Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen, do you really think that GSP is going to be making the same mistake that Chael Sonnen's going to be making? Guys, like the stream. Come on. Western Mass is the only one that's done it yet. If Anderson would have retired after he smashed Bonner, he would have gone down as the GOAT. Yes. That's the thing. Timing matters. Like Mason's saying, look at Khabib, right? He left too early. Thank you, UFC Casual. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, like look at Khabib. He left too early. It's almost like when's the perfect time to leave? And GSP sort of did that perfectly. And with Mighty Mouse getting dropped from the UFC at the time that he did, or choosing to leave the UFC at the time that he did, it's sort of like protected Mighty Mouse's UFC legacy a little bit, didn't it? And like carries him over into one championship. And now he can, even though he lost over at one championship and then won it back, it's sort of like, because it's a different rule set, it's sort of more forgivable. It's more easy to digest. You know what I mean? Mason says, Anderson was elite with the striking and BJJ, but he couldn't wrestle that good. No, that's true. Like, Sonnen completely exposed him in the wrestling, didn't he? Which is why that, like, GSP versus Silva fight that people wanted to watch happen was so interesting. You know, people really, really wanted that fight. I'm currently rewatching Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland. Currently rewatching it now. How do we feel about Sean Strickland versus Kamaru Usman if that rematch happens? Who would you guys have winning that one? Sean Strickland versus Kamaru Usman in 2024. Who do you think would win that one? GSP is a GOAT, undoubtedly. DJ's competition was just too bad. To be honest, most of Jones's wins until 2016 were all fat middleweights, which would probably be okay if people didn't pretend they were top tier wins. That's the thing. Like, whoa, great takedown from Dricus du Plessis towards the end of the first, 1 minute 26. Chad Hero, what's up, brother? How are you, Chad Hero? Did you win any money yesterday on the fights? And do you think Chris Weidman should have won that fight, or should he have been disqualified? What do you reckon, Chad Hero? Let me know down there, man. No, it wouldn't be irrelevant when Anderson wouldn't have retired. Any version of Bones beats any version of Anderson. It wouldn't be irrelevant when Anderson would have retired, because any version of Bones beats any version of Anderson. So even when you stack them up against each other, even when they retire, it doesn't really matter. That's fair. That's fair. You didn't have to read all that. I like reading it all, mate. People actually have said in the comments they go back and listen to these if they don't make them live. So reading them all out in Q&A sort of makes it a little bit easier. Jones came back against the current best guy in the world in Garn and submitted him in 2 minutes. Come on, Mason. You know that is a sus one to put up there, right? GSP ducked Yoel Whitaker to fight the old Bisping after he came back. He picked and chose the right opponent to come back against, for sure. But that's part of the game, you know. Like, John Jones coming back to out-wrestle Cyril Gane is not that impressive. Now, if John Jones came back and stood and banged with Sergey Pavlovich or stood and fought Tom Aspinall, that would be super, super impressive. Western Mass. Got to go for Strickland over Usman. Yeah, in 2024? I think so, man. Like, maybe Usman hasn't got the pace to wrestle as much as he used to. Strickland just jabs Usman at range for 5 rounds. Tommy Boy. Fuck. How did Dougie know Guru and chat are all over my ass? I keep an eye on things, mate. Rest assured, Tommy Boy is the toughest dude on the Discord. Been banned a dozen times, but I'm still standing. Why are you getting banned though, Tommy? And why are you stirring the pot that badly? Mason, GSP is a much better person than Jones. That's true, but that doesn't go into the books for qualifying for MMA fighters, does it? However, when GSP admitted recently during his podcast that, even GSP admitted recently during his podcast that he thinks Jones is the GOAT. Well, I overrule what GSP thinks, Mason. I think GSP is just being humble. We're in the second round now, Tony F1. We're in the second round now, so I'm looking for the damage on Drickus. I think Strickland should fight Costa, since he was ranked 7th before he was gifted a title shot. Interesting choice, Casual. But he did win the title. Like, does that mean if Jamal Hill loses against Alex Pereira, he should drop all the way back down to 11th or something? Like, he won the title. He got up there. You know, he skipped the line. GSP cherry-picked Bisping. This is true. Chad Hero, sick profile picture, brother. Jones beat Gunn after Gunn just beat Ngannou. Gunn did not beat Ngannou. Ngannou won that fight fair and square with good wrestling. Damn, Dougie, you're watching only the takedowns. No wonder he thinks GSP won. DDP won. I do not watch just the takedowns. I look for the takedowns if the striking seems even. And the first round was very close, wasn't it? Gunn beat Ngannou. Covington drew with Usman. Whitaker beat Izzy. Reyes beat Jones. There's a lot of robberies in the UFC. There are a lot of robberies in the UFC. And it's weird how they always seem to go in the UFC's direction, doesn't it? GSP doesn't even put himself in the GOAT conversation. He's beyond humble, whether he believes Bones is or himself. Yeah, GSP is incredibly, incredibly humble. Chat Hero says, I think Weidman should win just because he's such a legend and her leg injury was so bad. We should just give him a free win from the 1-2 eye poke. Maybe, man. Maybe. I don't think so, though. Gunn is the best in the world. Yeah, exactly. Gunn was a gimme win. Gunn was nothing more than a kickboxer. Yeah, exactly. And John Jones went, oh yeah, easy. And don't forget everybody, that John Jones literally sat out and was putting on clean muscle mass all the way until Francis Ngannou actually left the UFC. And then all of a sudden, John Jones was ready to come back and step into heavyweight, right? Like that definitely happened, man. Gunn on a 2-loss skid, Tommy boy. Gunn needs to get back in the cage. Aspinall and Pavlovich weren't at the top to fight Jones in March of 2023. Plus, everyone said that Gunn was going to beat Jones. I mean, I did make a video saying that Cyril Gunn was going to leg kick the shit out of Johnny Jones's skinny little legs, and that video has aged like absolute milk in the sun. Usman's too old, mate. Strickland is in his prime. This is true. Brendan Coop, what's up, brother? How you going? I don't care. This is about UFC, and this fight is a joke. Do you have Jake or... Oh, okay, yeah. This fight is just a joke. Do you have Jake or Tyson? I have Jake. If this is a real fight, I have Jake winning it. But I do feel like there is going to be some seriously sus bullshit in that fight, especially without any judges being there. Mason, you knew that he would sub Gunn, and everyone would say Gunn can't wrestle. Well, nobody could sub him. I think we were doing like a bit of revisionist history with that one, weren't we? Like now we're looking back at it like, oh, that was obvious. I think Jones is overhated to a point where people forget who he is and what he has accomplished. If you don't count the drug cheats, then Silva has got to go too. And that might leave everyone out. It still leaves GSP in, and it still leaves Mighty Mouse in, because they were never caught with anything. True or true, Chad Hero? Strickland is a poorer champ than Bisping. So denying the accomplishment, no denying the accomplishment, but he's not one of the top middleweights, let alone 1 or 2. He is definitely up there, man. Like Sean Strickland being able to hold his own with Jared Cannonier and almost winning that fight, clearly beating Israel Adesanya. Sean Strickland is definitely one of the top. Absolutely. And he should be regarded like that. I think the UFC just keep trying to get rid of him because his mouth gets them in trouble with the sponsors. Strickland was ranked number 5 when he fought for the title. There you go. Then he's right in there. Tommy boy, Doug, are you an Aussie? Yes, I am. Dude, Tommy, F1. I think anyone in the top 10 is at a title contention at any point because you can see the rankings get clogged up. Some people get injured. Some people aren't ready to fight. And when people drop out at short notice, you can turn to anybody in that top 10 at any point. I'm constantly shocked why when fighters aren't in the top 10 of the UFC, why they're not ready to just step up on short notice and take a title shot. It's crazy. It's crazy. Man, those eye pokes were nasty. What year did you start watching the sport? I got into it right around the Conor McGregor Aldo period. And then I would go and watch every pay-per-view down at the pub until I learned how to steal them. And then at like 2017, 2018, probably 2017 is when I got Fight Pass and started watching every single card at home. I've been watching since 2018. Nice. I'm in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Nice, man. Very hot and humid heading into summer. Very nice. Tommy boy. Dougie's from Western Mass. Legend T. Opinion on them? I believe in freedom, mate. You know, if you want to be free, you got to let everyone be free. It is what it is. It's crazy. It's crazy. I just like Weidman a lot. Fair, man. Smash that like button. He wishes he was from Massachusetts. Remember Brendan Schaub in the UFC? I do, my God. Remember Joe Rogan telling him that he just can't be in it anymore and broke his heart live on air? Do you think Adesanya will be next for DDP? If not, who? I think it's pretty much confirmed. It's going to be Israel Adesanya versus DDP in Perth at UFC 305. Brendan Schaub was brutally KO'd many, many times in the UFC, and he played NFL, so his brain is going to be like a peanut. You can hear it in his voice already. You can hear it already. He is not switched on at all, poor old Brendan Schaub. Is Midnight Oil an elite Aussie band? I think they're a very popular Aussie band. They're not for me. They went into politics and dear God, not good. Strickland deserves the next title shot. He absolutely does. It should be a rematch between Strickland and Adesanya. Mason. Buckley versus Burns next. Why not? Why not? I think, yeah, I mean, why not? I honestly haven't thought about that. All I could think about was Vicente Luque and how disappointed I am in him. Always thought Aldo would win a McGregor rematch. Shame it never occurred. Yeah, Shane McGregor never defended a single belt once. Crazy, isn't it? Sergeant? What's up, brother? How you going, man? Welcome to the stream. How'd you go? Wealthy Mindset Frame. What's up, dude? Wyman shoves his fingers at Bruno's eyes. Dude, it's crazy. Wealthy Mindset Frame. What are your thoughts on Jesus returning? Be ready. Be ready for when it happens. Because when it goes down, have a good look at the life that you've lived and you'll be smoted or not. Brendan is still a better fighter than a comedian. These are the facts, UFC Casual. McGregor was matched very well. Only 2 top grapplers. Mendes on short notice, then Habib. Mendes with a full camp ended the McGregor train, or would have ended the McGregor train. That is true. That is true. His grappling was... It's sort of the same thing that happens like to Bo Nickel and Ian Gary and what will happen to MVP. They get the right fights at the right time, you know? Very, very true, man. Brendan Schaub was fighting the Invisible Man. What kind of music do you listen to? I listen to a lot of Australian hip-hop. You like Puerto Rican music? Nice. Buckley would chin Burns. Burns is done. He's 37 and was just KO'd viciously. That is a good point. His chin is going to be in major, major damage, man. Happy Easter from Cali. Happy Easter to you, brother. Happy Easter to you. Thanks for joining me today. GSP and John Jones are interchangeable full GOAT. Jones has 16 title wins. GSP has 13, but they're better wins. Jones popped. GSP was natty. Both have robbery wins. Reyes, Hendricks, pretty much the same to me. Chad, this is why I often say, I'm going to rewind the second round, Tony, and watch it again because I was looking at chat quite a lot. Chad, this is why I often say when it comes to who's your GOAT, it just depends on where you put steroids on the list. It really depends on where you put steroids on the list. If you don't care about steroids and think that everyone was on steroids, John Jones is on your GOAT list. If you do care about steroids, John Jones is off your GOAT list. It all comes down to that. And, you know, John Jones was a complete and utter cunt outside of the cage, but that's got nothing to do with his ability to win a cage fight, does it? Buckley deserves that win. Weidman got a bullshit gift. Weidman should have been, fucking hell, what? Oh, God almighty. It should have been a disqualification, and Weidman should have been fined, and that coach needs to be fined as well. Honest to God. Honest to God. They all, like, there needs to be, like, the referee needs to be fined for not enforcing the fucking rules enough. How it could get to that many eye pokes is insane to me. Weidman needs to have that win struck from his record because that was not a win. He just clawed his eyes out. It's crazy. Yeah, madness. Madness. And anyone who bet on that fight needs to have their money returned because the whole thing went to shit. I thought GSP beat Hendricks but lost to BJ Penn the first go around. Yeah, that's the way you scored that one. You think Cage thinks that GSP was on steroids? Do you have any evidence to that? Or do you think he was just... his cardio was so good, he was so big for the division, he must have been on steroids? Because I'm pretty sure GSP were one of the athletes that were advocating for testing. I'm almost certain GSP was one of the guys that wanted more fighters to get tested more often and helped bring USADA in. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong here, chat, but I'm pretty sure that I remember GSP doing his own self-testing, like getting doctors in to test him and his opponent. Like GSP paid for that. Chad Hero says, in a world where Michael Chandler, Kamaru Usman, Paulo Costa are competing and beating USADA, I believe that everyone is sourced. Yeah, I mean, you could come in for a world title fight with literally a boob hanging off you and have your, like, biggest, best knockout ever. And then all of a sudden that tick can just disappear. It is very, very sus, isn't it? Just Couching It podcast, what's up? Says GSP was clean. Nice, mate. He's the reason they got USADA. I thought Just Couching It. I thought, mate. Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome to the stream. If John Jones stops running scared and fights Aspinall, who do you pick? I pick Tom Aspinall, mate. He wanted a test in the Hendricks fight. Yeah, so it's very hard to say that GSP wasn't clean when he's the one like calling for athletes to get tested. The only blemish on GSP is the bald cornerman with the grease. The fucking greasing thing. I'm never going to be able to read that and not think about Marlon Vera. Like, it's such a strange thing to me. And then didn't Gilbert Burns say that Masvidal was greasing as well? Like, he thought Masvidal was real greased up. Like the stream, or Cage will bet all your money on women's MMA and not a single takedown will be thrown. Dougie, we just hit 700 subs. We did it, boys. We did it. 300 more to go, and we're going to get this channel monetized. Alhamdulillah, brothers. Alhamdulillah. Thanks for keeping an eye on the sub count, Jamie. Cage, I don't think calling for testing in one fight means that you are clean. Really, dude. It's just your opinion. So, Just Couching It. Thanks, bro. Thanks for the sub, mate. Thanks for the sub. How did you go yesterday in your picks? Did you win or lose any money? Cage, why would you call for people to get tested in the UFC if you're a drug cheat? It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. Like, what incentive would you have? Or are you doing it to like prove that you're not the cheater if you can get other people to get caught? It's real weird to me, you know? Real weird to me. Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis, round 2. This is the round that I have to watch very closely, according to Tony F1 in chat. This is the one that matters the most. Thank you, Jamie, for the 700 subs, guys. Thank you for letting me know. 1,000 subs, this channel gets monetized, and we can actually get paid for some of those videos that I make. It's like committing a robbery and willingly giving your fingerprints up when you're calling for other fighters to get drug tested and you as well. I mean, GSP was doing a lot of work behind the scenes with sports scientists. He was trying to work out how quickly people's reaction times would fade when you keep throwing them shots and confusing their mind. So it's not weird to see like GSP knowing the back end of things. And maybe he knew a doctor who knew how to clean up his system in time for it to get tested. Narrate as you go and ignore the chat. I'm not going to ignore the chat, man. But we are 2 minutes 43 seconds into the second round. Dricus du Plessis just lands a good 1-2 on Sean's forehead. Sean keeps pouring out that jab, but nothing really seems to be landing so far, Tony. So far. You think GSP, again, Sean just pours out that front jab of his. I think GSP was clearly on roads, as was Jones, but I don't think it matters. Ooh, that was a good jab from Strickland. But then Dricus runs in and replies, just as strong. But I don't think it matters. We pick and choose who is bad for using roids. Yes. Dillashaw was vilified while O'Malley has popped twice, and you're absolutely right. No one cares. And O'Malley can still go ahead and have crazy knockouts. Although, chat, has O'Malley had a sick knockout since he got suspended for drug use? Because he went on that walk-off knockout spree, 2 body shots for Dricus du Plessis. He went and had that knockout, walk-off spree, but he hasn't had one since then, has he? I don't think he has. I think he's just put together like, oh, well, I mean, I guess Aljo. Yeah, all right, shut up, Doug. You don't know what you're talking about. He knocked out Aljo. And that's definitely been since his suspension. Overhand from Dricus du Plessis lands clean. Sean Strickland pouring with the jab again. Tony, I'm seeing a lot of Sean Strickland just jab the guard of Dricus while Dricus runs in with a 1-2 and lands at least one of them clean on the forehead of Strickland. Same thing again, just ran in, landed on Strickland. This is round 2. We're now a minute left in the round. Overhand from Dricus du Plessis again, Tony. Merab is either on EPO or an inbred mutt. Yeah, absolutely. Merab Dvalishvili is definitely on EPO. There's no way you can spam takedowns for that long. Eddie Wineland. Eddie! Hamzat versus Body is a really sick fight. I love it. Damn, Doug, I don't think you're honestly watching close enough. Strickland was putting so much damage forward with the jab in round 2. Strickland is undamaged in round 2. Dude, I don't know, man. I can see what you're talking about, but to me, it's Strickland pumping the jab forward, and it's just landing right here on Dricus's guard the entire time. And then Strickland backs up, Philly shells, and Dricus runs in with his swinging 1-2 and actually lands on him. And I mean, something's cut Dricus by the second round. You are right. Something has cut him by the end of the second round. But I don't know, man. That whole round, I'm still giving it to Dricus. He's the one landing the shots, man. I'm going to watch it a third time while we do the stream. I'm going to watch it a third time while we do the stream. But shit, dude. It's round 1 and round 2 at Dricus's round. Straight up. So far. The jab is getting through, man. I don't think so. I don't think it is, dude. I'll watch it again, but I don't think it is. Chris, have you seen the up-and-coming fighter? I think her name is... I'm not reading it. Okay, if you disagree about steroids, would you agree with my take that him and Jones are interchangeable as GOAT? Yes, I think so. I think you can... It's so subjective, you can pick and choose which one you're going to choose to be your GOAT, Chat Hero. I do agree. Was Strickland actually cut with an elbow or not? By the end of the second round, it's Dricus who's got blood on his face. Hi, Vladivostok, bro. Kako si, brata? Jeli ti dobro? Hvala ti. Oh, with a headbutt? Don't think so. Look at DDP's left eye. Yeah, by the end of the second round, DDP is bloody. DDP is bloody. So we're going to watch it again. 4 minutes, 39 seconds, second round. Sean KO'd Eddie Wineland after his suspension. Yeah, Western Mass. I just thought about it. I was like, he also KO'd Aljo. Like, not one judge scored round 1 for Dricus, Dougie. The numbers weren't even close in round 1. So what are you saying? You're saying that Sean Strickland won round 1, round 2, round 4, and Dricus won round 3 and round 5? Strickland, jab, hits the guard. Dricus runs in, jabs. That one misses. 3 minutes 57. Sean teeps to the body. That does land. Sean jabs, hits Dricus's hands. Sean jabs. That one lands. Sean jabs again. Dricus trips. That doesn't touch Dricus. That lands on his forearm. Sean jabs. 2 go through. 3 minutes 25. 2 land. Really strong for Sean Strickland. Really strong jabs. Now, John Jones is clearly the GOAT, but people say that GSP is the GOAT because he never popped. That's the GOAT. Strickland clearly won 4-1. I don't know how you can score. I don't know how you can score it, otherwise be honest. I watched it, and it's Dricus throwing foolish big swinging shots. Strickland is crisp with the clear jabs. I'm seeing Strickland throwing these crisp, clean jabs, but they keep hitting Dricus du Plessis' guard. And Dricus, the 2 got through. Maybe. But when Dricus throws in his moronic stance, they do hit Strickland right on the forehead. So Strickland in his Philly shell is pulling backwards as Dricus is running in, and they're clipping his forehead as he's pulling backwards. Whereas Sean Strickland keeps pouring out that jab, and Dricus keeps putting his forehands up, and the jab just is hitting his forearms. Izzy will KO Dricus in the second. It won't be close. I do think Israel Adesanya is going to knock out Dricus du Plessis. I do think so. Strickland won't run round 1, 2, and 5. We're watching 2 again, mate. Wasn't it Strickland 1, 2, and 5 by popular opinion? It was Weston, but people love Sean Strickland. I feel like they want to give him the win. 3 was a swing round. 4 was definitely Dricus. We're watching it. We're doing it together. All right, this is it. This is the rematch watch party. KH, my thoughts, to be honest, but I also can't display that Roy with the roids completely. So I compromise, equal GOAT. And then what? Mighty Mouse just gets left behind, Chad Hero? Mighty Mouse can't be a GOAT? Come on, man. It was a coin toss fight. I couldn't tell who won. I feel like me and the chat have been arguing about who won this fight since the channel started. DDP didn't win, in your opinion, Northeast Slingshot. Hey, welcome to the chat, man. That's the first time I've seen your name. Welcome to the chat, man. I don't think UFC cares for DDP either. They just want to get Israel Adesanya back in the win column, mate. Mo, what's up, brother? What's up? Chat ahead. What's up? How we going, guys? We're rewatching Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis and scoring it together. It's round 2, 1 minute in. Tony, agree. What's up, Mo? What's up, Cage? Everyone's here. Everyone's happy. I'm mentally engaged. Adesanya beats Dricus and Strickland. Dricus gets another takedown at the end of the first. If they were just hitting the guard, why did Dricus look like he got jumped after? This is true. And like I said, Dricus is cut by the end of the second. 700 subs! I know. Mighty Mouse's resume isn't impressive at all from Cage. Yeah, but Mighty Mouse's work ethic. Fuck, guys. I think Sean Strickland won the second round. Oh, Jesus. Hanging with the boys. Jab from Strickland. 17 seconds left on the clock. Strickland is the biggest brand risk that the UFC has had. This is why they do not want to give Sean Strickland the rematch. But Strickland's cut on the eye as well, guys. At the end of the second round, I knew I saw that. They're both equally as damaged at the end of the second round. Strickland's got a cut over his eye as well. Strickland does stand up from the takedown immediately, and Dricus doesn't do anything with it. But they're both cut up and bloodied at the end of the second. So who's landed the cleanest shots in the second round? It's a close fight, isn't it? Isn't it a close fight? It's a close bloody fight. Northeast Slingshot. I made the MMA guru famous by starting the wheelchair rumor. You're kidding, dude. That cannot have been you, man. That cannot have been you. I mean, if it was, Please go easy on poor old Dougie. I can actually stand up. Western Mass, we're currently coping for Drickers. It's the truth. Nice, man. You pretty much made Guru's career, dude. You pretty much made Guru's career. I think I'm gonna watch the second round. It's not as close as you think. I think I'm gonna watch the second round one more time. If you guys want to jump in the chat with me, pull it up on a second screen. If you have Fight Pass, you can, and I'll start calling out the timers. Let's watch the second round one more time. Strickland is a pillow punching point fighter. Face it. Tommy, how come Drickus had a big swollen eye at the end of the second then? By the second round. Tommy boy, and Tony F1 goes, I think a small cut is a lot less damage than your entire fucking orbital being swollen. Tony. I mean, Strickland was healed and snowboarding a week after that fight. Drickus was beaten up a month and a half after the fight. Yep. Strickland could have taken Drickus down. Yeah, Strickland's never taken people down, is he? But his dumb ego keeps it standing. Tommy boy, who won? I still think Drickus won, but well, I'm going to watch the second round one more time. Right now. All right? We're getting into it right now. What do you think about Song Yadong versus Ricci from Crisp? I don't think about it. I've never thought about it. I've never thought about it once in my life. We're watching Drickus versus Strickland right now. Get on board, Crisp. All right? I've got a feeling we got trolls coming out the gate with Crispy. He's a volume puncher, not a power puncher, but the shot's out. I just started round one. 4 minutes 46, 4 minutes 45, 4 minutes 44. Big overhand from Drickus du Plessis. Misses Strickland. Low kick from Drickus du Plessis. Hits Strickland. 4 minutes 37, 4 minutes 36, 4 minutes 35. Who won? Hold on, brother. Got to subscribe to Tony. You have a booger? I don't think I do, mate. I think it's pretty deep and clean in there. The trolls have arrived. The trolls have arrived. Northeast slingshot. Nate fought similar to Strickland, punches in bunches, takes you. Yeah, that is true. That's when Nate used to really try and go for the kill. Now Nate just sticks his ass in the air and hopes that no one takes his back and wraps a gilly. Nick, not Nate, same way. Nick Diaz, what do we think? Northeast, do you want to see Nick Diaz come back into the UFC? Let me know. Significant strike count going into 3 minutes 46. Well in favor to Strickland. Fuck no. It was an embarrassing return last time, wasn't it? Man, that clips him. Edwards versus Bilal, who wins? Honestly, I think Edwards can do it. I really do think Edwards can do it. Pay attention to the checked low kicks. A lot of those were counted as strikes for DDP. You want to see Nick in better shape? I never want to see Nick again in the UFC. Maybe you sucked it in after you sniffed. He wasn't prepared for Robbie. No, it was horrible. It was embarrassing to see a clean strike straight through the guard from Strickland. Jesus. Don't forget to like the stream, boys. Good on ya, Jamie, keeping him in check. The go to the sport. Strickland's jabs, John Jones's elbows, GSP's grappling, Maram's cardio, Edwards' kicks. Yes. And also, the reason why I think Edwards can handle Bilal is because Edwards has beautiful takedown defense. Really beautiful takedown defense. I mean, that jab must be getting through, because how else would it slowly swell up Drickus' orbital? You know, we're 2 minutes 28 seconds in and there's already swelling appearing on the top of the eyebrow, and it continues to grow as the fight goes on. Jeez. 5 likes so far, 15 people on the stream, 9 likes so far on my end. Tommy boy, did Luque just give up? Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. Should Vicente Luque ever fight again? Yes or no, down in the chat. Why or no? Should Vicente Luque ever fight? Should he ever fight again? Or should he just come to terms with the fact that, yes, his brain did explode. He hasn't got it anymore, and you can't blame him. Like, would any of you get back into a cage fight after your brain popped? No, hang up the gloves from UFC Casual, or UFC Hardcore as I like to call him. No, I'm 58. Been into the UFC since Abbott Royce 7s. It's really sad when the older dudes just stay in it and just embarrass themselves. GSP and Khabib did it right. Northeast, it must kill you to see what's come of Tony Ferguson. Chris, what do you look for in a man? Chris, you asked me that yesterday. You jumped in and asked me that yesterday, brother. I told you, I like good striking, solid takedown defense. I like them to be in the lightweight division, top 15, and just a little bit dangerous in there. Michael Chandler's level of striking, you know what I mean? Dougie lives on the tracks. Get off, mate. It's a rough world out here. I got my cardboard streaming box set up next to the train tracks. Depends on the money for Luque, I guess. Is he set? Could he not go into coaching? Could he not go into coaching? Open a gym, train? Why do you think Dana keeps Tony around? I hope that Dana White keeps Tony around to stop Dana White going and fighting, to stop Tony Ferguson going and fighting in bare knuckle boxing, which is something that Tony Ferguson would do. All right, I've watched it. Name value casual. Yeah. That's why Tony's around. Crisp. You got DDP. He's a dominant fighter. You can see it in some of his early fights, such as when he mangled Fialhe. Northeast slingshot. Tony is so sad. Gaethje took 10 years and Chandler's Foot with another 10. Chandler's Foot took another 10. Yes. Good point, Doggy. That's why I watch your channel, mate. I still hate DDP for beating my boy Darren Till. It was an exciting fight, though. Dricus du Plessis versus Darren Till was a goddamn exciting fight. You cannot watch that fight and not, fucking become a Dricus du Plessis fan straight away. I have finished round 2 for the 4th time. Paddy Pimblett versus Renato Moicano. Who wins? I think what we just saw against Moicano versus Dober, Moicano wins. I think Moicano wins that one. Till trains Rusty. I feel like Moicano isn't going to stand with Paddy Pimblett. I think Moicano's got his eyes locked on the prize and he sees that there are wrestling openings at lightweight and he's going for it. I think that's what he sees. Guys, I have finished watching round 2 of Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis for the 3rd time in a row now. And I've got to say, Sean Strickland won that fight. He won the 2nd round. He did win the 2nd round. Call Dana. Crisp. Weston. #1 MILF Hunter. UFC Hardcore. Casual. We got to call Dana White. Get him on the phone right now. Get him on the phone. Sean Strickland won that fight, boys. Fuck. He needs an immediate rematch. Justice for Strickland. Till seems to lose it when he started to face quality opposition regularly. Something about Darren Till getting all the way to the top broke him. It's like Taito Iwasa. He got to the top too quickly, You have a weird feeling Paddy will get to the top 3. Depends how much they coach him along and protect him. Moicano is going to smash the shit out of Piggy Pimblett. Paddy wins. Moicano is way overrated. Moicano is a fan favorite, Tommy. But I just think the way that he is really going to apply his grappling to it is going to work. I think it's really going to work. Money just hammered Dober silly. Nick Diaz seems beyond disinterested. Yeah, man. He just sat down and gave up like we were watching fat heavyweights. It was very weird. Western Mass, I knew it when I was live. I'll resub now. Oh no. Oh no. What's another fight we should go back and watch? Give me another one to go back and watch. What do we want? Let's do old replays. Mason, what's up, brother? What's up, bloke? How you going? Why have you got Aspinall over Jones? Is that based on Tommy or how seemingly out of shape Jones looks? It's a mix of it all, man. Honestly, it's a mix of it all. We were just hanging yesterday in the stream watching John Jones do shots in the nightclub. Repent! Jesus, come soon. Alhamdulillah, brother. Yeah, I think it's number one, right? John Jones isn't a natural heavyweight. John Jones is a terrible striker in 2024. He might have been a lot better when he was a younger man and more nimble. But in 2024, Reyes can outstrike him. Thiago Santos on one leg can outstrike him. John Jones gets touched up on the feet. And I think if John Jones gets touched up on the feet by Tom Aspinall, John Jones is going to fucking sleep. I think Aspinall's a natural heavyweight. He's going to out-wrestle him. And I know that's blasphemy in chat, but I think Tom Aspinall, being a natural heavyweight, can out-wrestle a 40-year-old alcoholic, multiple injury John Jones. I think John Jones knows all of this, and he's just world touring, doing shots, doing rugby tackles down at the footy club, calling himself the best fighter in MMA. And he isn't anymore. He was once, but he isn't anymore. Watch Lawler versus McDonald. I'm on it. Renato is in the new phase. Renato is in a new phase. Yeah. If folks remember, Oliveira was a can for years. New phase, champ. Yes, I'm 100% with you, Slingshot. I think Moicano thought about his career, hit the gym, while he was recovering throughout the injury. We're going to see a whole new Moicano come out, man. You're wrong here, Dougie. Paddy is a much better grappler than Moicano and a better striker. I don't think he's a better striker. I think he gets touched up quite a bit and uses his judo throws and his jiu-jitsu to get himself out of being wobbled. I think Moicano is going to pressure him. I think Moicano is going to touch him up on the feet as Paddy gets touched up on the feet. And then rather than playing a game of jiu-jitsu with Paddy Pimblett, he is just going to top pressure him and keep applying damage. That's the way that I see that fight going. But if you have ever jumped in and watched a live stream with me, calling MMA fights is fucking impossible. It would be easier to be a stoner chick pretending to be good at astrology, reading tarot cards, than calling what the fuck is going to happen on an MMA fight. Don't have any. That's about the only fight card that I've ever cared about that much. And now we'll never see Tony F1 MMA in chat again. He's off to go find another MMA streamer and convince them that Sean Strickland won until every streamer in the world is chanting Sean Strickland's name. Aspinall is very well rounded and he has an all heavyweight camp. Yeah, Aspinall is just designed to beat a heavyweight John Jones. Thoughts on the Askren versus Lawler finish? What I remember from that, wasn't Askren this close to being fucking knocked out and destroyed in that fight? And then somehow he got himself back into it with a body slam Western Mass? That's what I remember from it. And I remember that was one of the fights where I was watching in a pub because I remember the crowd going fucking nuts from it. Tommy Boy, it's crazy, but a drunk-ass, drug-addicted John Jones is still the GOAT. Maybe he's just that fucking good at MMA. When he says he doesn't need to try, he literally doesn't need to try. Moicano is going to beat Piggy's ears off. I can't wait. I'm betting everything on Moicano. Saboba betting everything on Moicano. Really? Who's ever outstruck Paddy? Go watch Paddy Pimblett's first 3 fights in the UFC. He's constantly getting clipped. Not like a cumulative damage outstruck, over and over again. But he's constantly getting that fucking head of his with that mop top, kicked back, and then has to grapple and judo throw his way out of it. That's like my clearest memories of Paddy Pimblett is someone touching him. Sorry about the fucking train. Paddy has a good chin. He has a good chin because he's constantly getting hit in it. It makes John Jones the GOAT because of that. Cornrow Paddy is an evolved Paddy. He's just better. What fight were we going to go back and watch? Lawler versus McDonald. Lawler versus Donald Cerrone. Let's just watch Lawler, Donald Cerrone. I think Lawler dumped Askren on his head, but Askren survived. Yeah, that's how I remember it. And then he got bulldog choked and it might have been stopped early. Might have been. Should Amanda Nunes come back for a trilogy with Pena? No. Amanda Nunes should come back to fight the new girl from PFL whose name is escaping me right now. Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. If Amanda Nunes is going to come back for anyone, come back and fight Kayla Harrison at like 145. Because Kayla Harrison is not going to make 135. And even so, it doesn't really, like, that division doesn't even really matter. Like, who cares if Kayla Harrison is the queen of that division, you know? Yeah, Herb called it way too early, but I don't blame him. You say that, but no one has ever punched out Paddy despite his high chin. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, they land on Paddy, and Paddy has good enough judo and jiu-jitsu that he grapples with them. And like, it always ends up with them landing on Paddy. And Jesus Christ, Lawler versus Cerrone starts off so quick. It's so good. Jesus Christ in heaven. Lawler just fucking bodies Cerrone straight out of the gate. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nobody's ever punched out Paddy. They've clipped him. That's what I'm saying. They've landed really good shots on him. And I don't think Moicano is gonna worry that much about the judo throw and then the jiu-jitsu that follows it. I think Moicano is going to be able to handle it and roll along with it. That's what I think is going to go down, man. Moreno Nunes, I'd pay for that. The only fight we want to see Nunes back for is get Brandon Moreno back out of retirement and get Nunes in there to fight her. Fight her? Fight him. You make compelling points on John Jones. Thank you. Paddy got chicken legged in his debut round one. Paddy walks into punches. This is what I'm saying, mate. This is what I'm saying. Paddy gets hit. Moicano is going to beat up Paddy. But that fight's not even official yet, is it? That's just a rumored fight, isn't it? Great elbow. Great tie elbow from Cerrone. But then dirty uppercuts from Robbie Lawler. Tie knees down the center. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff from Robbie Lawler. But do you hopefully they put Moicano versus Paddy Pimblett on the England card? I think they will. They'll need to buff up the England card a bit. Who do you think Tom Aspinall should fight next if he is not going to fight Cyril Gane? What about that? If he's not going to fight Cyril Gane, if he's not going to fight John Jones. If John Jones is going to duck him, who should he fight next? And according to Sports Alien, Joaquin Buckley would absolutely smash Jack Della Maddalena if they ever fought each other, which I don't see happening at all. I think JDM could easily handle Buckley. Easily. I think his boxing is too clean. Buckley's boxing is too messy. Probably Blades rematch. Pereira moves up a weight class. I don't think they're going to let Pereira keep moving up weight classes all he wants. Looks like you're in a padded asylum. Yeah, feels like it sometimes as well, mate. Feels like it sometimes as well. It'll probably be Blades, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, but Tom Aspinall can't just sit around unemployed, for a year waiting for John Jones to get his shit together. He's got to fight somebody. Paddy beats up the way overrated Moicano in the second. That's just Tommy Boy's take. Tommy Boy, come on, mate. Come on, mate. What about Buckley versus JDM? Who do you think wins that matchup? Not saying that would happen, because obviously JDM should be fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov next. He's going to heavyweight next. He's already said it. Pereira Jones would be great. Look, if Pereira does beat Jamal Hill, not saying that he will, because I think Jamal Hill's going to win that fight. If Pereira beats JDM takes his head off, mate. If Pereira beats Jamal Hill and then beats Magomed Ankalaev and then beats Alexander Rakic, then he can move up to heavyweight. But Pereira needs to stay there and do some work. You know what I mean? He can't just go and move up now. I know he said he wants to and he said he can and he walks around at a good enough weight, but he definitely needs to do some work, man. Cheddar jump scare. Cheddar was in here before, but he's bounced back out. It's all good, man. Cheddar's bouncing around. I wouldn't mind Pavlovich rematch with a full camp. Oh, yeah, that'd be nice to see, if it wasn't short notice and he didn't have a bad back. The thing is with that one, UFC Casual, is Pavlovich knew that he was going to be the backup for a long time, whereas Tom Aspinall was the one who stepped in on short notice. You know what I mean? If Alex goes to heavyweight, he should fight Gane. That would be interesting. Especially with it being all stand-up. That would be very, very interesting. If he beats Hill, UFC should do Aspinall Pereira. It would be insane. I just can we get some people defending their titles for a little bit? I know it's crazy to say it in the UFC, but can we get them to do some titles just for a little bit? Just stay there. Cooking dinner, same. You guys just listen to the chat while we cook. That's chill, man. Aspinall has to fight Blades next based on their prior fight. It makes sense all round. It does, number one. It's too bad. It almost feels like Tom Aspinall is being forced to go back into contendership. Do you know what I mean? It feels like Tom Aspinall isn't the current champ, even though he's an interim champ, and he has to fight Curtis Blades for number one contender. It's so strange. It's such a strange world we're in at heavyweight. I don't think Ngannou has much to offer Ngannou that he hasn't seen. Pavlovich is a crisp boxer with Ngannou power, and he got knocked out by Aspinall. Tony, clarify the top one, brother. People do listen back to these, man. Aspinall would take Alex down. Oh, that is true. If they did have a heavyweight fight, Aspinall would take Alex down. He'd probably stand with him for a bit to see how his kickboxing would go. To be fair, Alex said he wants Magomed. True, mate. True. At least he's willing to fight Magomed. Gane isn't getting anything good refusing fight after fight after fight. That's true, Northeast. We know that fucking Dana White absolutely hates people who do not take fights. If you just sit there saying no to people, Dana White hates that. Michael, good one. Yeah, he wants the multiple defenses. Yeah. Tom Aspinall should just attack John Jones. When they met each other, he should have just continued their hand on and gripped and just pulled him to the ground and big brother John Jones. Would have been fucking great for the marketing. Curtis Blades and Aspinall don't want to fight him anymore. They're blocking him out. That's true. Aspinall might be the heavyweight GOAT. He's fucking impressive as hell. He might be, man. He might be. Honest to God, Tom Aspinall right now could be the best heavyweight in the world if we could sort things out. He should have thrown a dolly at his bus. Break the windows! Break the windows! If Blades isn't next, then book Aspinall versus Tim Silver and just pay the slap fight appearance fee. Don't they get paid like $2,000 for a slap fight to get worse concussions than they get in the UFC? To get like Ben Askren against Jorge Masvidal levels of fucking CTE? Jesus Christ. Feed him a carrot, mate. I'll rephrase. I think Ngannou has nothing to offer Aspinall. Pavlovich is a way cleaner striker than Ngannou. Yep. And he got knocked out by Aspinall. Ngannou is going to PFL is worse than Khabib retiring. Yeah, it is. It kind of looks like Ngannou is just disappearing to go and fight cans in the PFL. And people... You know, the history books, Tony, are going to listen to Dana White saying that Francis Ngannou was too scared to keep fighting in the UFC and just wanted to chase that boxing money, you know? And if Ngannou's chin is gone, if it is gone, and he loses his first fight in the PFL, yeah, he got $30 million, but his legacy is ruined. Ruined, man. Gun isn't great at marketing, which sucks for France, especially with Saint Denis train going off the rails. Which is probably now why we're going to have another Manon Fiorot main event in the future, yeah? Because they need someone for France. They need someone for the French to get behind. And it looks like it's going to be Manon Fiorot. We can't say it's Cairns in the PFL. The guy they're forcing him to fight is actually not too bad and bloody massive. Yeah, he's very well built, but it's just Muhammad. We don't get to see him really tested against the top 5 UFC heavyweights. And the top 5 UFC heavyweights are like the best MMA heavyweights in the world, right? I mean, I know it's so hard to talk about skill and heavyweight in the same sentence. They sort of don't go together. Like, skill and heavyweight. What skill in heavyweight? There's really only 5 skilled MMA heavyweights in the world. But yeah, like, you want to see him at that level of competition. So yeah, it's a bit unfair to say he's can crushing without like seeing the level of PFL heavyweights properly tested. Easy Tony was with you until that last part. Being a clean striker isn't what Ngannou is known for, though. This is true, especially with that weird pouring style that he brought up against Anthony Joshua. That was odd. That was fucking odd. Ngannou was way overrated. I mean, he was on a knockout tear until he got to Stipe the first time, Tommy. Don't forget that, man. Don't forget that. He was on an absolute knockout tear. And Tommy, he stood with Cyril Gane, who is a stand-up kickboxer, heavyweight fighter. He stood with him for 2 rounds and didn't get finished. You know what I mean? So, Ngannou had levels, man. Ngannou had levels. Ngannou started fighting to create a life for himself. It was always about the money. Funny how it was always about being a boxing heavyweight champion. It wasn't about the money. It was about fulfilling his dream. But now that he can't be a boxing heavyweight champion, now at least he made the money. It's weird how that narrative sort of shifts, though, isn't it? Just trying to protect his legacy and make money in boxing. Dana is somewhat correct about Ngannou seeming scared to stay in the UFC. He wanted to leave on top. True, and then like this is the narrative that people are going to go out with now. You know, but if Ngannou had actually become the boxing heavyweight champion of the world, then the narrative would have been he would fight anyone. He would have boxed the shit out of John Jones. It's very weird how the narrative shifts. Ngannou could still beat Aspinall? I don't think so, Western Mass. I don't think so. I don't see anywhere. How? Describe how he could. Describe how he could. He wouldn't out-wrestle Aspinall. Couldn't out-box Aspinall. I mean, Aspinall does leave his chin up in the air, so he could get struck there. I don't know. Ngannou's an old man now. He is. He's an old man with horrible knees who's going to be going up against a young and hungry PFL fighter who wants to make a name for himself. Imagine, like, all that PFL fighter is thinking about. He's got one dude on his mind, day and night, and it's Francis. Aspinall would beat the crap out of Ngannou, wouldn't even be close. Ngannou isn't a fighter. He's a huge guy who's been learning to fight. Too late to start. Francis got better by getting flatlined at his age. Francis got better, but getting flatlined at his age is financially suicidal. I mean, losing his chin at this age of his career is horrible. It's horrible. Ngannou is fighting. Thank you, Muhammad, for bringing up his name. That guy is huge and can knock him out. Cheddar, don't spell like that here. Time's up. Rent is due. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Jacure? UFC casual. You think Ngannou beat Wilder? You think Ngannou beat Wilder? I think Ngannou beat Fury. How about that? Standing with no power, Cyril Gane, and losing is not impressive to me when you're not an obese heavyweight. Oh, right. Ngannou beats Wilder in your opinion. I'm with you, UFC casual. Standing with no power, Cyril Gane, and not losing is not impressive to me when you're not an obese heavyweight. I think it is, man. I think it is because Cyril Gane went through, like, in his amateur career, went through a lot of good quality kickboxing matches. And also, the fact that Ngannou had bad knees during that fight, I do think it's pretty impressive to stand there with him for 10 minutes and have all of the tools of MMA come at you and not have the shit kicked out of you like Tai Tuivasa. So I give him credit for that one, Tony. Ngannou beats Wilder. I don't think Ngannou ever beats another boxer one-on-one in boxing again in his life. I think Tyson Fury was not taking him seriously at all, and now they're going to take him seriously, and the moment they start taking him seriously, Ngannou's boxing has no evolution to it, and he gets flatlined every single time. If Ngannou connects, he chins every heavyweight. I think Aspinall and Bones would beat him. If Ngannou connects with the chin, yes, that is true. He knocked out everyone all the way up until then. But Aspinall and Bones could still beat him because I think they would just watch their range better. I don't think they would allow Ngannou to land with full force. What do you mean, Westy? Did I misspell it? Yeah, cheddar. No, Chetty. Aspinall leaves his chin up in the air, but he's got the head movement. Yep, we've never seen that at heavyweight. These guys just can't land clean on him. That's the thing. So when Ngannou's coming forward, and Aspinall can just get his head out of the way. Even if Ngannou does land slightly, it's going to brush. It's not going to land clean, man. Losing in boxing doesn't equate to being beaten in MMA. No other heavyweight could beat Joshua. No other UFC heavyweight could beat Joshua. That's true, but I think what we're talking about here is Ngannou having no chin left going into his next heavyweight fight, which is going to be messy and scrappy. You know, this kid is going to be coming at him with a whole career to make. And Ngannou might be scared of getting knocked out clean again. Cyril Gane is being fraud checked badly by John Jones. We were talking about Cyril Gane striking though. Like overall Cyril Gane in MMA, yes, horribly fraud checked. Horribly fraud checked. Only good thing Francis did was get Stipe out of the way, and now he's back. Like herpes. Now he's back like herpes. Tai Tuivasa also got fraud checked by Tabura. Tai Tuivasa being fraud checked, man. Tai Tuivasa is just a drunk kid who likes to swing and bang. Chadhead, I'm being bullied, mate. Chadhead, stand up for yourself, all right? Don't take it. What would Volkanovski say, Chadhead? You stand up for yourself, show him you can do it. Tai should go to BKFC. I could see him getting a belt. Tai would rock BKFC. Tai Tuivasa and Mike Perry in BKFC makes that entire company stand up on his own. Yeah, casual, great, cool. Nah, cheddar, no bully. This isn't the stream for that. This ain't Ronin MMA stream, mate. Aspinall has that way back lean, similar to Muhammad Ali. Aspinall has just got that crisp, clean, fast boxing that you see at the lighter weight classes that you do not see at heavyweight, you know? And Francis Ngannou has got lumber forward, swang and bang. When he dinks him, he sinks him power. And the clean striking is just going to beat that heavy overswing if it did come down to it. I don't see a heavyweight in MMA that can beat Tom Aspinall right now. I do not see a heavyweight in MMA. That includes John Jones. That includes Francis Ngannou. That includes the new kid that Mo was just bringing up his name for down at the PFL. Down at the PFL. Poor PFL. What have they done? Aspinall is just a true, well-rounded MMA fighter. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, how does Aspinall boxing go if you put him into heavyweight boxing? If you put Aspinall against Anthony Joshua, who wins that fight? MMA Shark. I was just rewatching Chris Weidman's win. It wasn't just one eye poke. It was 2 clear eye pokes, making a total of 4 clear eye pokes. No points deducted. Yep. Crazy. Any other stream I swipe to, it's either just the flag or bingo. This stream requires accurate grammar. This is communism, fascism. I won't stand for it. Dude, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I got dyslexia, so reading shit confuses me. The grammar helps, Cheddarhead. The grammar helps. Aspinall used to be one of Fury's sparring partners. Did he really? And Cheddarhead, stop liking those streams when you get to them, mate. Mom, get in the corner. Northeast, if Francis took a year and a half off and learned more skill, got some speed, and then cut a shit ton of weight, maybe a great comeback. How old would Ngannou be by then, though? How old would he be, boys? Francis, the Predator. He's updated his Tapology photo to him knocking down Tyson Fury. He's 37. You were talking about him coming back 38, 39 into heavyweight. I don't like it. I know that heavyweights can go a little bit longer. I know that the big boys can last a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying. But I don't like it. It's too much. Yeah, he mentioned it on his YouTube, UFC Casual. He mentioned it on his YouTube way back. He used to train with the boxing boys. Very interesting. That's very, he's not coming into boxing as a complete amateur. He's training with the heavyweight boxers at his own gym. Makes him dangerous, man. Tommy Boy, what makes UFC 300 a great card? I would never pay for it. There's like 17 champions on it, former ex-champions on it. It is a great card. It is a great card. The promotion that we have received for UFC 300 so far, the trailers that we have got for it, did you guys see they CGI'd Tony Ferguson versus Habib into the trailer? The trailers that we have gotten for it, if they had just dropped that trailer at the end of the last pay-per-view, we would be so fucking hyped right now. Instead of being edged for 6 months, we would be so hyped right now. As far as paying for it, never pay for a UFC pay-per-view. Never pay for it. To be honest, a lot of the fights and fighters are actually good to watch. And fighters that look for finishes. Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira, Max Holloway. Yeah, it's a sick card. It's a sick card. Francis Ngannou, Cheddarhead. Francis Ngannou. Even Sterling is decent. Sterling versus Cater is a very intriguing fight. Very intriguing fight. I'm wondering, is Aljamain going to try and stand and strike again like he did with Sean O'Malley? Or is he just going to go backpack again? Backpack his way all the way to another title shot? Who knows? The prelims on 300 could be its own card. That's why we haven't gotten a decent fucking fight night this year, because 300 is all fight night main events. And they think they put together this beautiful card of UFC 300 when all they did was take every single fight night for the first quarter of the year and put them on one card and leave us with absolute dog shit. It kills me. It kills me. Northeast Slingshot. Is it just me? I don't like O'Malley. I really tried. It's not just you, mate. It's not just you. Look, O'Malley is like Israel Adesanya. Just enjoy the striking and block everything else out. That's all you can do, mate. Crisp. Did you see the MMA Guru's rage? I saw a comment said, bro tore that big bet up. God, he did. I did see his rage. Yeah, he wasn't happy. I checked out his stream yesterday. When I finished mine and just went back to listen to it, Chris, and someone needs to check on the Guru today. Does anyone know how to DM the Guru? Does anyone? Chat ahead. I know you and the Guru are friendly. Check on him. Make sure he hasn't fucking done it. You know, make sure that he hasn't gone ahead and seeked Canadian healthcare. I like O'Malley in the cage, but not outside of it. That's the only way to enjoy Sean O'Malley. Dog shit from Jamie. Tony F1, does Weidman beat Pereira? Yeah, with Weidman's unique style of striking, he can beat anyone. Anyone with the right referees in his corner, absolutely. What streams do you watch? You're always a minute behind. Probably because I'm going through OBS. So I'm watching Fight Pass, which is being streamed to Australia, and Australia has notoriously bad internet. And then I'm streaming through OBS so I can have the timer on the screen. So it's probably why it's like a full 30 seconds behind. And then if I ever live stream a pay-per-view with you guys, it's going to be like 2 minutes behind because I need to get it through a very special link on Russia and then go through OBS and stream it out to you guys. So that's probably why. Dougie's 300 going to be fucking worth the strife, mate? Fuck, I hope so, cunt. I fucking hope so. I'll tell you what. Do you imagine if 300's a dud? Like, just shit just doesn't pan out properly? I don't know, like, the fights go to shit decisions, or they're just boring, or fucking Chris Weidman jumps the cage and starts eye-poking everyone. Fucking Cater knees Aljamain Sterling, and Aljamain just starts crying. The fight's over. Like, we get to the main event. Alex Pereira, Jamal Hill, they square up. Jamal Hill throws one leg kick and his fucking ankle explodes. Weili Zhang, that fight goes for 25 solid minutes, nothing happens. Poirier versus Gaethje absolutely, not Poirier versus Gaethje versus Holloway. Like, Gaethje absolutely retires Holloway, and we all sit there as MMA fans and know that we're never going to see Holloway in the cage again because he's got a Vicente Luque level of brain bleed, and then we're all just sitting there being like, fuck, we fucked up an entire year of fight cards for this shit. Jesus. Jetterhead, he sent out a tweet. He's alive. Okay. You asked how his morale's going. He's all right. All right. Good on you, Jetterhead. Doing the Lord's work, brother. Doing the Lord's work. UFC Casual. You watch it on TNT Sports, so you don't have to buy the pay-per-views, but you miss the early prelims. Nice, man. Well, I mean, there's always streams for it. For real though, how did Pereira do so poorly against Silva? GM3 knocked him down and finished him. Well, this is why people are like, Jamal Hill probably can do well against Pereira. You know what I mean? And I know that this is blasphemy as well, Tony. I know that this is blasphemy as well. But is Israel Adesanya that good of a striker? Is he? Is he really? You know? I mean, is he? Is he that good of a striker? Sean Strickland outboxed him. He didn't dominate Kennedy. He didn't dominate Romero. Blachowicz outboxed him. Is he that good? Or has he been sheltered? Anderson Silva didn't try against Israel Adesanya. Is he that good? Mohammed, if 300 is a dud, I will literally find Dana White and slap his bald, oiled up head. Mo, if 300 sucks, we all fly to the UFC Apex and we start rioting. Western Mass, your stream's only about 20 seconds behind from me yesterday. Oh, yeah, I think it's just like bounces off different people. If it's a dud, then Katy Perry will be there for us. We'll be singing fireworks in the chat. If 300 doesn't deliver, I'm not watching the UFC anymore, maybe. We're changing this channel straight up. It's going to be a one championship channel only. Baby, you're a firework from Western Mass. Is Izzy that good of a striker, really? Is he really? Is he really, though? Oh, shit. Chris, there are always ways to watch the UFC without paying. I can't afford that shit. I'm with you, Chris. No, you sheltered? Yeah. Tony, Izzy's your GOAT, brother. How can you be saying that? Izzy is not my GOAT, mate. You know this. Yes, Chris, but I don't know how. UFC Casual, look to the Discord. There will be instructions on how to fly the black flag and pirate the 7 seas of pay-per-views. Izzy versus Wonderboy would be great. Would be great. Absolutely, man. Put Izzy in there with, like, I think Sean Strickland showed the world that if you just attack Israel Adesanya and get him into a position where he can't counter on you, he is very, very beatable in striking. Very beatable in striking. However, having said that, Dricus du Plessis is going to rush in with his Kung Fu windmill 1-2 style, and Izzy is going to catch him with a clean counter. And all of the Izzy dick riding will recommence. Jump into the Discord. Tommy, do you ever visit your Discord or just leave it to Sakuda, who does a really great job? Mohammed is the one that handles the Discord. I jump in maybe once a day to see what's going on, just to have a look over it. It's usually madness. I don't know. I never got into Discord, but you guys asked for a Discord, so I opened one up. Mohammed's looking after it. Mohammed knows the level of shit that I'll tolerate, and if it turns into too much bullshit, I'll just shut it down, to be honest. I don't really give a fuck about Discord that much. But if it stays good, it stays good. So honestly, it's up to you guys and Mohammed. I will teach you guys the dark arts. Chad Hero, what's up, bro? Back again. Thanks for coming back, Chad. There are stream links, but there are other ways. Strickland got deep into Izzy's head. Can we also admit that the MMA guru might have gotten into Izzy's head as well? Like, it's fucking crazy that Piglet was able to change the way a UFC world title fight went down from his fucking computer in his shed. That is fucking crazy, right? Can't get on Discord because both my accounts need to be verified. Make a third one, crisp. Keep it crispy. How hilarious would it be if Izzy beats Dricus du Plessis, then gets dominated by Strickland again, and then all of his fans have to stop watching MMA? Dude, if Strickland can beat Cannonier, then and Izzy does beat Dricus, that means there must be Israel Adesanya versus Strickland 2. And I believe in my heart that Strickland beats Israel Adesanya 9 times out of 10. And then they literally, all these people that have been Israel Adesanya dick riders have to admit that Sean Strickland is just a plain better fighter. There's a clip I made. There's a video I made, Tony. There's a video I made called Israel Adesanya Fans Are the Worst. And it is a clip of MMA Joey on his live stream saying, just because Sean Strickland won every single round doesn't make it dominant. It was a fluke. Every single round was a fluke. The fucking copium, man. Chad Hero, I say the same thing. Izzy will beat Dricus, but Strickland is Izzy's antidote. Yeah, man. Yes. The pressure. Pressure boxer with elite defense, great cardio, beats him every time, not just 9 out of 10. Crisp. I'm going to get deep in the MMA guru. That's very crisp. Pause, mate. Pause and think about your actions. It's crazy how fragile the ego of a world champion is from cage. Yeah, dude. The MMA guru is the biggest menace in the UFC community. Ariel Helwani is scared to say his name. Scared to say his name. Guru got in Izzy's head. I honestly think he did, man. Tony F1, I pray. Bad math. What's up, brother? How you going, dude? How you going? How did your stream go yesterday with the panel? How was yours, man? Did your stream have enough people watching it all the way up until the main event? Because my stream had like people watching, and then the main event started, and everyone went, "Fuck this! This is dog shit. I'm leaving." Joey is mentally challenged. Don't listen to that man. Oh my god, dude. I pop in to see like what is everyone thinking, right? Because MMA Joey will say things like Ian Gary is the true alpha male of the Salam alaikum, how are you, my brother? Alhamdulillah. MMA Joey will say things like Ian Gary is the real alpha male of the entire MMA community. So it's good to just hear what people are saying, and like Luke Thomas will say something incredibly unbased. It's good to hear what's going on in the world, you know what I mean? I'm good, man. I remember none of it. Oh, you finished your bottle? Nice, dude. Well done. Well done. Guys, if you like listening to a person get absolutely shit-faced during UFC live streams, Bad Math is your bloke. He does drink-alongs. You think you had about 12 or so people hanging around by the end? Nice, man. Nice. I think I peaked at like 12 people, and yeah, by the end of the main card, there was like 3 people there. They're like, I can't be fucked with this shit. I'm leaving. It means, how are you? How are you, man? Kako si? Jeli ti dobro? That means, how are you in Slavic, in Serbian. Kwali. If you really think about it, minty is just cold spicy. Jesus. Okay? That's fucking profound, cunt. That's really fucking profound. That's good shit. You should write that down on a stone tablet somewhere and leave it underground. Human, do you train? No, sir. I do not. I do not. I'm just a tradesman and a fan. Bad math. I've got love for everyone on the platform except for MMA Joey. He's an absolute wet wipe. He's a wet wipe. Oh, fuck. No, he's doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing. Do you pew-pew? I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. Normally chill with Pick'em, but I might come in here next week. Honestly, man, doing a live stream during the UFC is not the best time to be doing a live stream. I'm not going to lie to you, because everyone is doing their live stream at exactly the same time, and there's so many people to listen to. So it is what it is. Like, I quite often don't do live streams during the UFC because there's too much to do. Jackson, I keep getting banned. I mean, I wonder why. You know, you jump in with that kind of question as your first one, you're gonna get banned. You know? So, you want to hang out and chill with the lads and have a good fucking time? Then behave yourself. Jackson, I keep getting banned from random stream. I just gave you advice, brother. Listen to my advice, Jackson, and then you will not get banned from people's streams. That's a 5th level question. Batman, that's a 5th level question. That's an instant ban question. Jackson, just stop being one for once. Just fucking behave yourself for once, Jackson. UFC casual. Jackson, maybe stop being an absolute cunt and you won't get banned. The chat's turned on him. The chat's instantly turned on him. No trolls in chat. Oh, shit. Chris, have you in the morning? What's up? Human grabs the belt. Harley Davidson, I do not want to get banned. If I do, that'll be 10% of all the people watching, because there's only 10% of people in here. Yeah, I know, mate. I'm very new to the platform. It's a fucking growing stream, brother. What do you fucking expect, cunt? Me to have like 2,500 fucking people in my first month? What are you, fucking dumb? Jesus, bro. I got a feeling that there's people from a certain Discord that just want to jump in and talk shit, which is cool, but it is what it is. Like, I know what you're doing. It's fine. Jump in. But you're gonna cop it back, mate. Tommy Boy, finding out that Mo runs the Discord server gives major props to him. Love you, Mo. You rock. Yeah, man. Mo does the hard work in there. Mo does the hard work in there because I could not be fucking bothered with it, to be honest with you. I could not be fucking bothered with it. We got my own business to run, this channel. We got shit to do. Running a Discord is not for me. So good on Mo for doing it, man. He keeps the shit clean. Mo is the legend. Mo is the man. All right, moving on. They jumped in, they had their fun, they bounced out. Good on them. Harley Davidson, I'm just messing with you. Good luck with your channel. Yeah, you're all good, dude. Stop trolling my Aussie brother. That's all good, man. They can play around. Like, Harley, most people jump in, fuck around, and some of them stick around for the long run, you know? So feel free to hang out, bro. Did you lose any money punting on the fights yesterday? Actually, we've been going for an hour and a half. So, lads, it's time for me to hit the old dusty road and get the fuck out of here. We've been going for an hour and a half. It's been a good stream. We had a bunch of people join us. Shout out in chat to everyone who joined in. I appreciate it. Mo, big shout out to Mo for running the Discord and keeping it clean. Chris, I'll say it for you. Did you see that Sage Northcutt is scheduled for August to fight Coming Harder? Is that what you wanted, Chris? You wanted to hear me say Coming Harder? Is that what you wanted, mate? Does that make you feel good? Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, we hit 700. It's fucking glorious. Video today dropped. Review of a dog shit card over the weekend. We'll be back. Everyone have a fucking good Easter. Have a good holiday. And I'll see you all in the next one. Congratulations for Mo for doing so well in the Discord. 700, let's go. Onwards and upwards, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Later.